so coffee tastes mighty good. That's not the reason why I've gotta get back up to that sugar shack.
Hey everybody, Jim Tedesco here from Millennium County Railroad version 2.0. And today is going to be part 2 of the railroad crossing flashing lights. I'll try and keep a little brief, but in case anybody's interested, you'll see how I did it. And it's part of the Arduino Uno project. So it's real simple to do, and don't be what's the word? Don't be intimidated by it. It's really not that big of a deal. Oh, and by the way, I shaved my beard off. It's something I do every now and again, which is kind of rare, but just had to do it, so now you see me beardless. But the next time you see me, it'll probably be back in full again. Alright guys, well, let's get on with the show, and I'll reposition the camera and you can see what I've done. Stand by. Alright, so here we are. Part 2 of the signal crossing lights. For lack of a better term, I don't know what else to call it. Now, some of you guys actually wrote in and asked, well, can you put one on the back side of the train as well as the front side? Well, I found out you can. So I had to wait for more sensors. However, the sensors I bought don't work the way I want them to. Apparently you can't use, or I'm not doing something right, but I don't know what. These particular sensors here cannot be used in conjunction with each other. However, I use that one as a primary, as we demonstrated the other day, and a slightly different one as a secondary, and it works, and I don't really know what the difference is. But apparently there is, and that's what it takes to make it work. So, the way it works is, I've got it temporarily hooked up this way right now. But basically we're running both boards on the same 3 wires that go to the Uno. Or Arduino, whatever you want to call it. I also have a flashing unit back here that I ordered. I could have done it on the Arduino board, but it would have been for more complicated coding. I don't want to make things any more complicated than I need to. So it was $1.76 for the board. You solder the components on yourself. Comes with everything you need. Took me 10 minutes to solder it up. And I have a working board. So I can go into great detail on that at another time if anybody's really interested. Or you can even buy ready-made alternating flashing boards. I think they're around $8 or $9 on eBay, I'm not sure. But I know they're relatively inexpensive. But this is the cheapest way to go if you're handy with a soldering iron. So, the way I've got this set up is, I got my train on the track here. I'm going to slowly advance it. It kicks on the secondary sensor, in this case will be the primary sensor because it's coming from that direction. And we have flashing red lights going through the flasher. So before, once you pass that, it would have shut off. So in order to avoid that, we go into the secondary, or actually primary, which keeps it running. So either way, as long as something is in front of one or the other, it's going to flash the lights. Which is great because if the train is coming from the opposite direction, it still works properly. If anybody has any detailed questions they need to ask, let me know. I'll answer them as best as I can. I said I'm not a rocket science with this stuff either. But I do eventually figure things out, and I did absolutely figure this out. And the code was already written. I didn't have to write the code myself. So I found it on the internet. It just happened to work perfectly for what I need. I'm sure there's other things you can add to it, which I haven't gotten to that point yet, where I want to start messing with the code too much. I mean, you could change the flash rate to some degree through the code, I believe. Well, no, actually, you'd have to do that on the flashing board. Now, you're going to be running four LEDs on this, so it might slow them down just a touch more, which is fine because right now it's a little faster than it probably needs to be, the flashing. So we'll have to really, I'll have to build. I'm going to build one on the US 27 road that is from my house, where the crossing gate is in real life, and where it will be on the layout. And we'll see if I can't make that work properly. And that's a whole nother deal there. I've got to do a lot of modification to slip this board in. I'm going to put the board on a drawer that I can slide out from underneath the bench work, in case I have to work on it or replace something, whatever the case may be. Because I really can't get up underneath the benches. I'm just, getting too old for that stuff. So anyway, this is how the thing works, and it works like a charm. So it's just a matter of, making a permanent circuit, which I will do once I'm ready to actually install it. And I think we got that figured out. Can't go wrong there, eh? So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I would have done this video sooner, except I was waiting for these boards. As usual, they got lost in the mail. And I ordered a second set, figuring I'd probably never see the first one. And of course, as I ordered the second set, the first set came in. Murphy's Law. USPS. I had... what the hell? I had a new synonym for, or a new explanation for that. What was it? United States. I can't remember what it was now. It was pretty good at the time, and I forgot it. Instead of United States Postal System, it was United States something something. Anyway, maybe it was pathetic system. United States pathetic. Yeah, pathetic system. That will work, right? Anyway, so that's one project out of the way. We know it works now, which is great. And once again, there's almost no delay in between them. So of course we'll be using much longer trains, and I'll probably have those farther apart. I'd say realistically about a foot apart on each side of the road that goes through. So, maybe not, it might even have to be close now, I'm not sure yet, it could be. Because right now I'm about 6 or 7 inches apart, which is no big deal. And you can actually do that because the road would fit in between there. So you can actually put one on each side of the road. And that will solve your problems. Of course, it also means though that your train... you'd want to have them further apart, because what will happen is, let's try something here. Watch out, Pogo. You gotta move. Try something a little different here. We're gonna move this over here. Should be so good here. Okay, so alright, so we're off now. We're gonna run the train. Now unless you're moving at turtle speed, and I might be able to fix that in the code somehow, I'm not sure. Put a delay to shut it down. You'll have almost a non-interruption that far apart, so that'll give some more time for the train to get out. He says, I don't know how realistic you want to go with these things. I mean, Pogo, you're knocking my shoe off. Cut it out. you know, I don't know how realistic you really need to go with this. It's going to work either way. So does it really matter whether the train kicks the signal on 100 yards before the light or 10 yards? I mean, come on, this is just a model, right? Well, I'll experiment with that a little bit. We'll play with it and see how that works out. And it shouldn't be too hard to build a cover for these and blend it into the layout so that it won't look obvious. Anyway, no, so that's it. Other than that, let's see, is there anything else going on? No, that's about it. So, Pogo's down here chewing on my chair. Right, Pogo? He's a crazy dog. Alright, guys. Well, anyway, thanks for watching. And I know this might have been a little touch boring. Who knows? But hey, you know. That's what you gotta do sometimes. Alright, guys. Until next time, keep it on the rails. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you real soon. Bye.